And this part of the story shocked me because initially the Israelites actually believe him. For a moment, everything looks hopeful. The people are emotional. They are worshiping. They are thinking, finally, we are getting out of here. Then Moses confronts Pharaoh and everything gets worse. Pharaoh increases the workload. The suffering intensifies. The pressure grows. And suddenly, the same people who believed in Moses start turning on him, basically saying, look what you've done to us. And you can almost feel Moses collapsing from the inside because this is the nightmare scenario self-doubt always imagines. You finally take the risk, you finally obey, you finally step forward. And instead of things improving, everything gets harder. And I think this is where a lot of people quietly give up on their dreams. Not because they lacked passion, not because they lacked talent, but because they mistook resistance for failure. That is important because we live in a culture that constantly tells people, if it's meant to be, everything will align immediately, aka what will be will be. But real life rarely works like that. Sometimes, the moment you start moving in the right direction, things actually becomes more uncomfortable, more uncertain, more painful, more difficult. And if your confidence depends entirely on immediate results, you will quit the second life pushes back. That's exactly where Moses finds himself. At one point, he basically goes back to God and says, why did you even send me? And honestly, yeah, that might be the one of the rawest moments in the entire story. Because now we are seeing something deeper than fear. We are seeing discouragement. The kind that creeps in when your effort doesn't seem to be working. The kind that whispers, maybe I was stupid for trying in the first place. And this is where God's response becomes incredibly important. Because God doesn't tell Moses, you are responsible for changing everybody. He keeps repeating something else instead. I will bring them out. I will rescue them. I will redeem them. I will lead them. Over and over again, the focus shifts away from Moses' ability and back to God's faithfulness. And I think that is a lesson a lot of us desperately need because self-doubt often comes from carrying responsibilities that were never ours to carry. We think, I have to make everybody believe in me. I have to control the outcome. I have to guarantee success. I have to make sure nobody rejects me. But that is impossible. You cannot control people's reactions. You cannot control timing. You cannot control whether everyone understands your vision. The only thing you can control is whether or not you are willing to move forward regardless. And to be honest with you, that is freedom. That is liberty. Because it means your responsibility is effort, not omnipotence. Moses thought the mission depended entirely on him. But the story keeps reminding him, no, Moses, you are not carrying this alone.